Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by these fine sponsors. Hear Rich's forecast hourly on these Blue Water Broadcasting radio stations.
Hey, good morning, everybody, on this Tuesday morning, 15th day of May, and at 5 minutes after 4 o'clock in the morning with a temperature of 72 degrees and a dew point of 66, it's like any day that I would be standing here in June, July, or August with these kind of conditions. Tropical moisture coming in. National Hurricane Center still watching that low in the Gulf. It may or may not develop. It doesn't matter. It's going to bring tropical moisture and the chance of rain for several days as it hangs around our neighborhood, and it may be tough to get rid of this particular visitor. We'll look at how much rain could fall over the next several days. Some of you may not see much rain. Others will see too much, perhaps. But there's a cutoff, and I'll explain that to you. We'll look ahead and show you when the sun may come out as well. By the way, we had 95 yesterday, but the 90s are gone for a few days, and that's a good thing. There's that low out in the northern Gulf this morning, and it's migrating slowly northward. It's the key to our weather over the next few days, and the National Hurricane Center is still keeping an eye on it, indicating that there's still a 30% chance that it could be a tropical system in the next few days. A small chance, we'll see. And meanwhile, it doesn't really matter because the moisture is going to continue funneling into the area. Notice how the moisture is most concentrated across southeast Alabama and into Georgia and Florida today, and then spotty elsewhere. So scattered showers and thunderstorms, and depending on where you live, the rain chances are a little bit better later on this afternoon and this evening, with today's high around 89 and tonight's low 67. And tomorrow the low doesn't move much, still stuck near the coast, with showers and thunderstorm chances getting better. And then the low kind of meanders around. There's the GFS showing it near the Georgia, the Mississippi-Alabama border on Thursday. On Friday, it's just north of Mobile, perhaps. So it's going to be in the neighborhood, and showers and thunderstorms are going to be widespread each day for the next several days right on through the upcoming weekend. Doesn't mean it's going to rain all the time. It means the rain chances and the tropical moisture will still be in place. Even Monday, showers and thunderstorms continue. The low may be gone, but this pattern will continue. And then maybe a week away, around Tuesday the 22nd, things start to thin out, and we start to get back into some sunshine. Rain chances are high at 70% at least next couple of days, Wednesday and Thursday, and still pretty high on Friday, Saturday, and maybe starting to thin out early next week. But the highs will be in the 80s and lows will be in the 60s, so no more 90s for a while. Now, this map is very interesting to look at. This is the rainfall potential for the next several days. Notice how a lot of us are right on the edge of the heavy rainfall shield. You see what I'm talking about? Meanwhile, it's heavier in Georgia, the Carolinas, and up the East Coast. For us, depending on where you live, if you live in southeast Alabama, you could see 3 to 4 inches. The central counties, maybe 2 to 3. If you live around Demopolis, maybe only 1 to 2 inches. The European out 10 days, showing the blue bars at the bottom. Scattered showers and thunderstorms just about every day. Little day-to-day change with highs mostly in the 80s and lows generally in the 60s. In fact, there's the actual printout on the numbers. Again, most highs in the 80s, so we're done with the 90s for the most part, and lows at night in the 60s. But the GFS says the 90s could come back next week as the showers and storms thin out. So around the middle of next week, it takes us back into the 90s again. Hello, summertime, as we're getting late in the month of May now. Our weather app keeps you on top of the weather changes. Interactive radar down to the neighborhood level, and you can put layers on it and see lightning and storm movement and a bunch of other great stuff. Plus push notifications for watches and warnings. Go to the App Store, search Rich Thomas Weather. So we'll see another update from the National Hurricane Center later on this morning on the disposition of that low in the Gulf and whether it will develop. But again, as I mentioned, it doesn't matter if it develops. It's going to remain in our neighborhood for several days, and that's going to be the key to our forecast. I hope you have a great day today. We'll be live on the radio this morning from 6 to 9 on News Talk 93.1 with Greg, Jay, and Emily. And there'll be another video for you first thing tomorrow morning at 4:45. Hey, when you're out and about, twice an hour, across the dial on 8 radio stations, the entire Blue Water family of stations. That's where you'll find my forecast. Have a good one. I'll see you later.
Rich Thomas Weather.